Well, I am standing inside the DUNKER Church here at Antietam National Battlefield. And the DUNKER Church is a notable landmark here on the battlefield, and it is located in the area of the left flank of the Confederate forces where Stonewall Jackson held. And it's right across the street from where the Visitor Center is today. And you can walk inside, the door's open, check it out for yourself, and there's a little information outside that I'll record afterwards. That's the Visitor Center there. And the town of Sharpsburg is down that way. The hill you see off in the distance there would be South Mountain. And then over this way would be where the Cornfield is. One of the bloodiest parts of the battle. I'm standing in front of the deadliest part of the Antietam Battlefield. Probably a third of all the casualties that happened in the entire battle happened in this field right behind me. It's called the Cornfield, and it was here in this spot where I'm parked that General John Bell Hood's division with several thousand men were lined up on the left of the Confederate line, and 2 Union Corps came down from the north. The First Corps under, I believe it was under Reynolds at that point, and Mansfield's Corps, I think it was the 12th Corps, came rushing down this field and attacked the Confederate position. Wave after wave of men charged, and wave after wave of men fell. And that day at Antietam, here in the Cornfield, out of 27,000 engaged on both sides, almost 8,000 men lay dead, wounded, or ended up missing as a result of the action that happened in this cornfield behind me. You'll see the action at the Cornfield recreated in the extended edition of the movie Gods and Generals. They portray the scene at the Cornfield. You can imagine marching through a field that's so high that you can't even see, and just the bullets whizzing by and just cutting off the corn stalks at the top, and you emerge from the other side if you make it that far, only to see this wall of butternut and gray, these Confederate soldiers firing at you. I'm standing here about 100 yards away from where I was a few minutes ago talking about the Cornfield, and this is on the Union side now, very close to the Confederate lines. And this cannon behind me here, which looks like it's a 12-pound Napoleon, I could be wrong about that, but it represents the position of Battery B of the 4th United States Artillery, which was here placed in position to fire on the Confederate lines. And that day, Battery B, which went on to win great glory for itself in other battles, distinguished itself greatly at this battle. And in particular, a couple of things I want to talk about. One is that there were 2 men who received the Medal of Honor for their actions at Antietam from Battery B. I don't know the name of one, but I do know quite well the story of the other, and his name was Johnny Cook. And the reason that his story is interesting is because he was 15 years old, and he was the battery's bugler. And when a number of men had fallen, the battery ended up losing 34 men that day. When a number of those men had fallen, he picked up and took their station and began to help fire the guns in the face of incredible Confederate opposition who got within yards of this battery at one point. And for his actions, that young he wasn't even a man, he was a boy. That boy of 15 years old, the bugler, was given the Medal of Honor. Also of note here, at one point so many men had fallen from this unit that at one point General John Gibbon, who had command of the infantry in this area, actually started helping fire the guns. And there may be other examples of generals helping fire cannon, but I'm not aware of any. That's the only time I've ever come across that story, but I could be wrong about that. But Battery B, 4th U.S. Artillery, a great day for them, a terrible day for them as well.